Intro, what's good? Masked FC. Welcome back. I went through this card with a simple mindset. No need to force miracle bets when the board is already giving us strong, realistic angles. The theme today is controlled aggression. We're leaning on home strength, recent head-to-head patterns, and goal lines that do not ask for chaos. A lot of these are over 1.5 setups, a few are smart bet builders, and the whole idea is to stay in that zone where the pick can land without needing a crazy script. So in this audio, I'm breaking down every play one by one, why it makes sense, where the value is, and where the risk sits. Let's get straight into it. First up, Midtjylland against Nordsjælland. The builder is Midtjylland to win with over 1.5 goals, and honestly that makes a lot of sense. Midtjylland come into this 1 second in the Danish table on 46 points with 58 goals scored, while Nordsjælland sits 6th on 31. On top of that, the recent head-to-heads are loud. Midtjylland beat them 6-0 in November 2025 and 5-0 in April 2025, even though Nordsjælland did nick a 1-0 earlier this season. So the logic here is simple. When Midtjylland handle this matchup well, they tend to handle it with goals. I like the builder instead of just the straight home win because if Midtjylland are the better side, 2 total goals is not asking for much. Next is PAOK against Olympiakos. PAOK to win and over 1.5. PAOK are second in the Greek Super League, while Olympiakos are 5th, so this is not a bottom feeder matchup, but PAOK still carry the stronger profile. The recent meetings also support the angle. PAOK beat Olympiakos 3-2 in November, 1-0 in January 2025, and 2-0 in October 2024. That tells me 2 things. 1. PAOK usually find a way through this opponent. 2. Even when the margin is tight, the match often still gives enough attacking moments to get us near that 2-goal threshold. If you want a builder that stays aggressive without asking for a blowout, this is one of the cleaner ones on the board. Then we've got Panathinaikos against Panetolikos, and this is more of a control play than a fireworks play. The builder is 1x, Panathinaikos over 0.5 team goals and under 4.5 total goals. I like this because it covers the game script that shows up most often in this kind of spot. Panathinaikos are 4th in the league, Panetolikos are 10th, and the recent head-to-heads have gone 2-1, 2-0, and 2-1 for Panathinaikos. That is basically the exact profile this ticket is looking for. Panathinaikos avoid defeat, they score at least once, and the match stays under a crazy number like 5 goals. This is the kind of builder I like because every leg works with the others instead of fighting each other. Now let's hit the Swiss double. First leg, Lausanne Sport against Young Boys, over 1.5 goals. I'm good with that. Lausanne are 8th, Young Boys are 6th, so neither side is coming into this as some dead team with nothing going forward. Young Boys also have Chris Bedia on 15 goals, while Lausanne's Gausu Diakite leads them with 6. So there is enough attacking talent here for a basic 2-goal line. Over 1.5 is not asking both teams to explode. It can be 1-1, it can be 0-2, it can be 1-2. For me, that's exactly why this works in an accumulator. Low bar, decent matchup, enough finishing quality on the pitch. The second Swiss leg is Luzern against Winterthur, also over 1.5. This one may actually be even cleaner. Luzern are 7th, Winterthur are 12th, and Winterthur have not kept a clean sheet in 24 matches and have not won in 8. Meanwhile, FOTMob's match insights show Luzern have scored 13 goals in their last 5, and Fox's preview lists Matteo Di Giusto on 10 goals and 9 assists for Luzern. So this is one of those spots where you do not need to overcomplicate it. If Luzern do their part, this line can cash almost on their own, and if Winterthur contribute even once, even better. Over 1.5 fits the form profile here better than trying to get cute with a side. Back to another goals double. Genk against Sint-Truidense, over 1.5. This is one of my favorite goal line spots because the recent history is ridiculously friendly to that number. The last 5 meetings were 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 1-1, and 3-3. That is 5 straight clearing over 1.5, and most of them clearing it comfortably. The standings are a little strange this season because Sint-Truidense are actually up in 3rd while Genk are down in 8th, but that almost helps the over because it suggests both teams carry enough threat to make the game live. You do not need to pick a winner here. You just need 2 goals somewhere in the match, and the history screams that angle. Pair that with Sonderjyske against AGF over 1.5. Again, the standings help the story. AGF are first in Denmark on 50 points, Sonderjyske are third on 36, and the recent meetings have been 3-2, 1-1, 1-4, 4-0, and 1-1. So we've got a top-table clash with enough previous scoring to justify the line, but not a spot where I feel the need to force a side. This is another one where 2 goals is the sweet spot. AGF can contribute, Sonderjyske have already shown they can score against them, and the championship round pressure usually raises the tempo. It's a smart, simple inclusion. Now for the Premier League builder, Manchester United against Aston Villa, with 1x and over 1.5 goals. This is probably the most balanced matchup on the card because both teams come in on 51 points. That said, if you're playing a home protection angle, I understand it. United at Old Trafford only need to avoid defeat, and then we just ask for 2 goals in the game. The head-to-heads have been competitive. Villa won 2-1 in December, United won 2-0 last May, and there was a 0-0 before that. So yes, there is some risk because Villa are good enough to make this difficult. But the logic is still sound. 2 teams level on points, both pushing high in the table, and a builder that gives you room by backing United not to lose rather than forcing them to win. The Bundesliga double starts with Werder Bremen against Mainz, over 1.5. This is a relegation fight game, but that does not automatically mean it stays tight and dead. Bremen are just ahead of Mainz, 25 points to 24, and Bremen come in with back-to-back wins over Heidenheim and Union Berlin. The recent head-to-heads are 1-1, 1-0, 2-1, 1-0, and 4-0 for Bremen. So the full picture says this. The line is modest, Bremen have a bit of momentum, Mainz are under pressure, and neither team can really treat this like a passive draw if the game opens up. Over 1.5 is the right way to play it because it respects the tension without needing a shootout. The second Bundesliga leg is Stuttgart against RB Leipzig, over 1.5, and I really like the shape of this one. Stuttgart are 4th, Leipzig are 5th, both on 47 points, so this is a direct fight near the top. And the recent meetings are all action. Leipzig won 3-1 in November, Stuttgart won 3-2 in May, and Stuttgart beat them 3-1 in the Cup. That's 3 straight meetings with at least 4 goals. Now, I'm not even asking for over 2.5 or both teams to score here. I just want 2 goals in a matchup between 2 top 4 contenders whose recent clashes have been open and decisive. On paper, this is one of the more comfortable overs on the whole sheet. Now let's talk about one of the more interesting builders, Como against Roma. The play is 1x, Como over 0.5 team goals, and under 5.5 total goals. This is sharp because it builds around balance, not hype. Como and Roma are tied on 51 points, sitting 4th and 5th in Serie A. So this is not some mismatch where one team should be blindly trusted. But Como's recent form on Soccerway shows them with a 3-match winning streak before this one, and the recent head-to-heads have gone Roma 1-0, Roma 2-1, and Como 2-0. So if you're reading the game as tight but live, this builder makes sense. You're asking Como to avoid defeat, score once at home, and keep the match below 6 total goals, which is a very reasonable read for a clash this competitive. Last one is Porto against Moreirense. Porto to win and over 1.5 goals. This is classic favorite plus goals material. Porto lead the Portuguese league on 66 points. Moreirense are 7th on 35, and the recent meetings read 2-1 Porto, 3-1 Porto, and 3-0 Porto in league play. That is basically exactly what you want to see before taking a builder like this. Porto are not just better on paper, they've consistently put this opponent away while clearing the 2-goal mark. And because the builder only needs a Porto win with at least 2 total goals, it leaves room for a normal favorite performance instead of demanding a massive handicap. For me, that's a strong closing leg if you want one of the more straightforward picks on the slate. Outro, so that's the full card. The main pattern is clear. We're not chasing nonsense today. We're leaning on strong home sides, recent matchup trends, and over 1.5 lines that ask for very normal game scripts. The builders I like most are Midtjylland, Panathinaikos, and Porto. The pure overspots I like most are Genk against Sint-Truidense, Stuttgart against Leipzig, and Luzern against Winter Thur. And if you want the more tactical value angle, Como against Roma is the one that stands out because it is built around the match staying competitive without turning wild. Manage your stake properly, don't force every slip into one giant combo, and let the board come to you. Good luck if you're playing them, stay sharp, and I'll catch you on the next Masked FC drop.